And we are live. We are live. So good to be here, guys. So today we're going to do a quick analysis of the US30. So this is the Dow Jones index. Right. So we first of all switch to the H4. This is the MetaTrader platform. So this is how the chart looks like when I zoom out. So I first of all zoom in and I start taking note of the market structure. So I'll just quickly mark it out. And my tool of choice for this, though not the best, let me just use the trend line because okay, instead of me using the trend line for now, let me just use the pointer. So as we can see, price was here and then it went here. So this is the first low, and then price broke this high right over here. So this makes this the lower high. Sorry, so this makes this the higher low, and then this is the new higher high. Again, price broke through this higher high, so it is from this point that it broke this higher high. So this makes this the new higher low, and it makes this, and it made this the new higher high. And then again, price broke through that. Where exactly did it break through that? We can check using the crosshair tool. So we see that price broke this level ever so slightly by going to that level. So the point from which it came so that it can break through that level is this point. So this makes this the higher low, and then it makes this the higher high. And then price again broke through this level by coming to this level, and the point from which it broke this level to get to this level is this level right here, and which is what I've marked using this turquoise or blue horizontal line. So since there's no other point beyond that, since price has not broken this high right here, then we just work with this. Okay, so this is the highest high that we have, which makes this the lower low. I mean this, which makes this the highest low that we have. So I've marked both the higher high and the higher low so that we as traders understand our trading range and we understand our points of interest. So now that is on H4, I can quickly switch down to H1. So essentially zooming. So we are zooming into the area that I've marked so that we get to see the price action much closer. So before that though, let me step back out. We can see that price has been making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So that's been the trend. So that means that on the US30, the price is on an uptrend, or the price is bullish. So most preferred trade direction, when we finally pick out a trade, most preferred is going to be a buy. However, it is possible that one can do a counter trend, provided one is able to read the internal price action. So what is an internal price action? Let's again zoom into the price. So again, we've said that this is the latest higher high, and then this is the last higher low. So what that means is, beyond this point, any of this price action here is what we call internal price action, right? So whenever you are trading, you want to pay attention to the external price action, which is whatever is happening here on the larger scale, but you also want to see whatever is happening here inside the internal price action. If you're going to trade internal price action, then you have to ensure that you're trading with the internal trend. So again, we go to H1, the same area. So again, if I could just quickly mark that, the area out, just to show you how that looks like. So this is what the area looks like. Forgive me for my screaming colors, but I think it will help you see better. So off of this high, if anything, we should be looking for buy orders, as the trend on H4 is really screaming for us to look for buys. However, it is possible that we can trade backwards from here back in this direction, provided we are able to read internal price action properly. Okay. Alternatively, we need to check and see whether price already got to 50% of the current trading range, which is this point to this point. So we can quickly check using the crosshair tool. There. There. So from the three numbers listed on the crosshair tool, I hope you can see a number stated as 7667. We can take a more round number, so that will be an even number. So you take the number 7678. So what we want to check to see is if price already touched half of that in terms of pips and points. So the number we are going to be checking to see is if price got to 38.39. So if we can go up 38.39, so you can see, yes, that after price hit that high, then price came down, and once it came down, it went past 38.39, which should be right around somewhere around this point. So you can see that around this point, price broke the halfway point. So that means price went into discount pricing, which made it ideal for a buy if you are to go with the larger trend. So now that price has already come into the discount zone, yes, we were initially not sure whether price would continue into this area, because it is possible sometimes that price can get to the 50% mark and then come all the way into this area down here, right? However, we've seen that price came and broke this. So officially price has started setting a new higher highs. So that means it means price has already broken structure. So what we are looking at this being a higher low. Okay, we're looking at this being a higher low. So what we are looking for at this point is for price to, having already broken structure here, for price to come back down and retest in this zone before taking off now, giving us an opportunity to buy in line with the trend. So what we do not want to do at this point, we do not want to chase the price. So for instance, where price currently is, even though we've seen a break of structure and we know that the long-term trend is very bullish, or is crying out for a buy, we do not want at this point to just jump onto this simply because we've seen this huge candlestick. We don't just want to jump onto the bandwagon and buy, because what happens most times is that price will break structure and then price might come back down here, issue a reversal, and then now go off in the direction of the buy. So if you do a premature buy over here, most likely your stop loss will be somewhere in this region right here. If your price is, if your stop loss is beyond this region, then your stop loss is quite far. You shouldn't be taking that trade, unless of course you're a swing trader, right? But if you're a day trader, which is what we are trying to do here, then you want to wait for price to retrace back into this area and see if price will then take off. Even better is if price breaks this roof right here, because it will mean that not only has price broken the structure on the internal order flow, price will have broken structure on the external order flow. Because remember, we said the point above here, which is the top of the rectangle, which marks the top of the price right here. So this is the last higher high. So if price comes and breaks this, then the signal there will be absolutely bullish, right? So it will be a confirmation that we should be going bullish. So our job then will just to be patient for price, after breaking this structure on the external order flow, for price to come back here, and then for price to go back up in this direction for an opportunity, presenting us with an opportunity to buy. So we'll be patient. We will see how it goes. As of now, we see that there is a potential move which is unfolding. However, it's not ready for us to take it just yet. So that's the analysis on that trade. So we'll be patient and we'll be able to do an updated stream.